Welcome, YouTube listeners. This is Sharon. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I started writing and I wanted to share my writing style with you because I'm doing something a little bit different. Instead of preaching a sermon, or I'm coming about it by giving you a story. So here's my story. The sound that changed everything. The sound shook the stillness of the afternoon, like an explosion splitting through the air. Grandma Sybil startled in her chair. "What on earth?" she whispered. For a brief moment she wondered if her hearing aid had malfunctioned again. Slowly she rose and hurried to the window. She pulled back the curtain. Nothing. No smoke, no commotion, no sign of trouble. "That was odd," she murmured. Trying to dismiss the unsettling feeling, she returned to her day. But peace never quite settled in her soul. An hour later, the phone rang. She reached for the receiver. "Hello? Mrs. Sybil Brown?" "Yes. This is the nurse from University Hospital. Your grandson Simon was in a boating accident. I found your number in your grandson's wallet as next of kin." According to the witnesses, it sounded like an explosion, a fuel leak on his boat. The sound that rattled the windows, shook the house. When she thought it was her malfunctioning hearing aid. "Oh my God," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "Is he alive?" she cried. "Yes, ma'am, he's alive. The Coast Guard rescued Simon amongst the shattered debris. He has suffered burns to his face and body. They are severe. We need you to come to the hospital." Simon had suffered the kind of injuries that made doctors cautious with their words. Grandma Sybil gathered herself and reached for the worn Bible resting quietly on her nightstand. Fear tried to grip, but even though fear had visited before and faith had always answered. Tears brimmed in her eyes as she whispered, "Lord, not Simon, my only grandson." She opened her Bible, the pages soft and weathered from years of prayers and promises. Scriptures that she saw through the impossible seasons begin to rise within her spirit. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. She spoke the verse aloud, gripping it like a lifeline. She continued in prayer. There Simon lay in the ICU burn unit with machines beeping steadily around his bed. Burns covered portions of his face and upper body and lower body. Head trauma had left him motionless. He looked almost unrecognizable. Doctors warned the family the next 72 hours would be critical. Grandma Sybil refused to surrender to despair. Every day she sat by his bed, Bible open, praying softly over him. Simon floated in what felt like endless darkness, but he saw a light. He felt no pain, heard no sounds, only silence. Yet somehow he knew he was not fully gone. The light suddenly changed to a golden glow. It became brighter, warmer. Peace, unlike anything he had ever known, settled over him. He tried to move, but his body felt distant, unreachable, as though he existed somewhere between memory and eternity. Then he heard it, a voice, gentle, powerful, not loud, yet it seemed to fill everything. "Simon." His heart stirred. The darkness changed, it softened, and suddenly he became aware of something extraordinary. His grandmother's prayers had taken form. He saw the scriptures rise over his head. The brilliance of it intensified, not blindingly, but wholly. As the scriptures rose above his head, 3 angels appeared, majestic, beyond earthly understanding. Their garments shimmered like threads woven with gold and white fire. They moved, but there was no wind. One spoke, "I am healing." Then the other, "My name is Mercy, and I am Grace." They carried a fragrance of holiness. that is the first part of my story. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow and I'll have the rest, plus more. Thank you.